I am the internet, and I like it when KSSU is on me.
This is the Matt and Tex Show.
More like Matt. Oh, never mind. Because
What?
you're still Matt. I was gonna say Matt and Sick Show, but it sounds like you're a little sick. But that's still you, so that doesn't make any sense.
I think I'm still recovering from whatever I had in the past. Yeah, it's really early.
Not really. I'm always up this early or earlier. I like being up early.
I am usually up this early, but not on the radio.
No, yeah, this is our earliest show, right?
Yeah, the earliest before was 11, which was last semester.
That was a good time. I like this time though. There's nobody here. It's
Nobody
quiet.
here before, nobody here after. We got a lot of space here in the studio. It's kind of nice. Yeah, I see some benefits.
No smoke this semester, hopefully.
I bet there's smokers at 9:30, but who knows? It's cold in here.
It's nice in here.
The AC's on for some reason. Anyways, today on the show we got new music that has come out since we have been off the air. We've got some stories of vacation, what we did over the break, what we didn't do, video games and such. And of course, we're going to start a new slate with Star Wars quiz. So 0-0 Tex defeated me last semester by a lot of points. I'm not sure how many it was.
It was like 4?
Yeah, I'm dying.
Bless you.
What? How many do you recall?
Oh yeah, it's right
If
here.
it was 4, either way I lost.
You had 17 out of 35 questions. I had 23 out of 35 questions. So
Can you hear? I can't hear a thing.
I can hear fine. My earphones are
My mic's
working.
not, or my headphones aren't working. All right, very cool. Also today on the show, I think I have queued up. Yeah, my brother's band has released a new EP.
Which band again?
Hideouts.
All
Just Hideouts. He has no other band.
Because he does a lot of stuff. So
He does some
I
stuff
lose
but
track.
not drumming in our own band. Anyways, Hideouts has a new EP. It's called Obsessed. I'll play a track from that if you stay tuned. That'll be just before the commercial break. Other than that, we're going to talk about video games and Star Wars. We'll get right to it. Fantagram, a band I love, they're coming out with a new album. It's coming out February 18th. Should be a Tuesday. And then on February 21st, they will be here in Sacramento at Ace of Spades downtown. I will be going there with my lady friend. And should be good. They're a really good band. They came by a couple years ago. I didn't have a chance to see them. So now I'm here to see them. It's going to be good. Anyways, this song is called Nothing But Trouble off of that album. We'll listen to that, come back. We'll see what we want to talk about. This is the Matt and Tech Show, live on KSU.com. And it's really early. Enjoy. Fantagram, Nothing But Trouble. Their new album is coming out February 18th. So buy that. Should be good. They released a couple of their singles. That was one of them. And it's sounding good. If you listen to local radio here, you probably heard it on one of the rock or alternative stations. Anyways, Tex has something lined up. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's some entertainment news. Lately, there have been a lot of sequels, reboots, all that coming up. Star Trek's a reboot. We're seeing Star Wars is getting a reboot. And for a long time, it's been rumored that Jurassic Park was going to be getting a 4th installation, but that's been dying.
I thought it was confirmed.
Yeah, finally it's confirmed. It's called Jurassic World, but some
oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
Some new news came out about it. New news came out about it. Chris Pratt, you know who that is, right?
Chris Pratt is on Parks and Rec. He was also in Zero Dark 30.
Yeah, which
he's in the new Her film.
Her.
Oh. Spike Jonze, about the guy who loves his operating system.
Yeah, I heard something about that. That seems really.
We can
weird.
talk about that. I liked it. I saw it.
You see it? Maybe I'll see it, and then we can talk about that.
Okay.
We'll definitely talk about that later, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I just his role in Parks and Rec. He's just a ridiculous idiot, a lovable idiot, and which I couldn't see him as a SEAL after that in Zero Dark 30.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's confirmed that he is in Jurassic World, so that's good news. It's moving along. John Williams is coming back to score Star Wars. Nothing's been said about him scoring Jurassic Park, which he scored the first 2.
He didn't score the third one?
No, not that. I looked it up. He didn't, as far as I saw.
Oh, okay.
But the brief synopsis of Jurassic World is going to pick up 22 years after the events of the last Jurassic Park, and Pratt is going to be playing an ex-military man named Owen who clashes with a corporate scientist. I don't really know how that comes along, how that'll lead to a dinosaur breakout or where it'll even take place, but that's just a short synopsis. It's due to come out June 12th.
2015?
2015, yes. So
the year 2015. When I hear that word 2015, like I feel like it's the future.
Right?
Like 2010, 2011, 12, 13, 14. They don't really like. But when you hear 2015, like what are we in a sci-fi novel?
Yeah, there is something about 2015.
And there's a lot happening as
yeah.
far as space, and I think I've already covered some stuff. Star Wars is what you said.
Oh yeah, that'll be the.
That actually brings something up. I was reading an article on like IO9 or Kotaku or something, or not Kotaku or Gizmodo or something, and it was talking about should we have the ability to, but should we, or maybe not the ability 100%, but should we start cloning animals that have been extinct?
Ooh.
And here's a couple of things. One, I read the article, and there was two basically arguments, one pro, one against. Two main species that we as humans have extinct mammoths. We as not recently, but within like the last 10,000 years.
You heard that fact that, and I don't know if this is true. This is just something I read and didn't look into. That mammoths were around when the Egyptians were still there, when the pyramids were
being built. Exactly, there was a small island in the Arctic.
Yeah, which is insane. I mean, that seems so recent, and you think kind of like dinosaurs, millions of years, even though that's not true.
And then there was also another species, the carrier pigeon. Either a specific species or whatever, but there was a carrier pigeon population of billions, and there were stories that they would fill the entire sky and block out the sun. There were so many.
So like 300.
And as humans, like 300 is actually with pigeons. We as humans we killed them. It's actually the extinction of pigeons that led to, or these specific pigeons that led to the idea that we were killing off all the bison and buffalo, and that's what led to. Conservation movement, exactly.
So back to the original question of should we? I would ask what for. Like for example, if we cloned mammoths and kept them in a zoo, I think that'd be great for a study. We can see these things, but never to be released in the wild. These things went extinct either because we drove them to extinction, or they went extinct somewhat naturally, and the nature has formed around that. And we shouldn't introduce an old species. I mean, Jurassic Park 2,
right, exactly.
or 3, I think was about this. Where like we just reintroduce these species and they start running amok. I think it'd be very bad for the environment or for nature to reintroduce these species. But I definitely think that's a bubble.
Sorry. Yes, it is. I think you made that yourself.
It's a weird bubble. I definitely think we should clone them and keep them in zoos and stuff for study, but never a sizable population.
Right. That's the question. One guy argued, at least for mammoths specifically, there's an area in Siberia of the tundra where these specific, there's a tundra forest that has been created where in the past there was just grassland. The only reason that these trees are now there is because there's no more mammoth population, they're assuming. So this guy went in with a different herd or a different species of animal to try and recreate this ecosystem that's been lost. And he says he can do all he wants with the current species he has, but it won't be the same without mammoths. And there's a couple other things, but yeah, and then one other guy argued exactly what's the point, what's the main gain from this, rather than just knowing the awe of doing it and seeing these things. Yeah, I would love to see a mammoth.
A mammoth.
But yeah,
do you know the relative size? Are they bigger than elephants?
They're much bigger than elephants.
Really?
I believe so.
All right. That would be cool to see. And
hairy mammoths.
And I think
the thing is to actually clone them, we would have to use an elephant as like the surrogate.
Oh.
As far as like using their womb, right?
Yeah.
You plant them with a mammal.
And then take them out before they explode.
I think they're small enough to birth, or maybe cesarean, just C-section the elephant. But yes, that's how you'd have to do the cloning.
And
you can't do that in a test tube.
I think that would I think that would also make great strides in just science in general.
Right, and that's
developing the process, because we've already cloned like the sheep and like millionaires can clone their dogs and things like that, but it's not really mainstream. And to do something like that in extinct species, I think would be great for science, for study. I think it'd be a good idea, but the trick is not to get too carried away. Speaking again of Jurassic Park, I didn't realize how close this is a tie. Is that like they said in the beginning, life finds a way. So is it possible that this could get out of hand? Not in terms of raptors killing people, but in terms of ruining the environment that you put them in. Even if it is a controlled environment, maybe they'll turn into frogs and like in Jurassic Park.
Turn into frogs.
No, they didn't turn into frogs. They used frog DNA to change their gender and breed out of control.
That's true. The raptors.
Yeah.
Man.
That's what happened in Jurassic Park. But that is very interesting, and cloning is definitely going to be controversial, absolutely, especially when it gets to the point, because if we do this, it will get to the point where we can clone humans, and then we'll have that giant debate of whether or not we should.
One of the questions brought up, and I think I've talked about this before in one of my anthropology classes, was we have the ability to clone like Neanderthals. What would we do with that? Would we treat them as animals, or would we treat them as subhuman or human, or...
We would probably treat, just as a society,
probably
subhuman.
treat them as animals.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the more research we're doing, or the more things we're finding out about Neanderthals, the more intelligent we think they are. Like, they were... I don't know. There's a lot of research going around. Like, they were the first kind of species to practice burial, which we thought was like a only human thing, as well as tool usage and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, that shows feelings and emotions or things. But other animals do that too. Yeah, but one of the big things is did they develop some sort of language or some tools?
Right.
They did, I believe, have tools. So some certain.
Yeah.
Who was more? And they were stronger than us, right?
They were
bigger
much,
and
They were stronger, faster. Yeah. What we were.
But why are we here?
More cunning. Yeah. Yeah. And they even say we may have copulated with Neanderthals.
So maybe there's a... But, one thing I was thinking is... And this is a purely thing... How does being less intelligent feel? And it's hard for me to describe that, but let's assume that they are more intelligent than apes, which are somewhat intelligent, or dolphins, and less intelligent than us. How... You can teach a human how to do math. 1 + 1 is 2. But can you teach a Neanderthal to? And I guess, can they take it further? Can they expand on it? I think it's incredibly difficult to explain what I'm trying to think, but how... I don't know. How is intelligence limited, and how can it expand? One little food for thought, and then we'll move on to our next thing. Is I thought is we're both huge sci-fi fans. Terminator. You've seen Terminator, right?
Yeah, you know it.
I was wondering about this, and I thought about this for a story. What if, like, robot uprising happened, hyperintelligence happened, humans extinct, supercomputer. It's hyperintelligent, more intelligent than we could ever possibly be, right?
Yep.
How would... And this might just sound like sci-fi geeking out kind of thing, but I actually started thinking this on a serious level. How would a super intelligence, artificial intelligence, who has control of the Earth and could presumably make factories and make war machines and robots, fare against an alien invasion? If those aliens are thousands of years more advanced than us, but yet are still biological, are they more intelligent than this artificial intelligence, which can process things much faster than we can?
Isn't that one? I think that's one of the questions. Is like if they reach a point of advancement where if they're, I don't know if the as far as intelligence wise, if the species becomes smart enough to then just create themselves in a digital form first, or if they're able to do galactic travel first. That's one of the. I think that's something Michio Kaku talks about. And, but yeah, the idea is like, if an alien species is smart enough to then travel thousands of light years at amazing speeds, were they smart enough first to then just put themselves in digital form? Would they send their biological bodies out there?
And then then
it'd be robots and robots.
Yeah, robots against robots. So this just something I thought that would be interesting to write a story about or something.
So we got from Jurassic Park to
Life Finds
robots.
Oh.
Anyways, I'm gonna play one more song. We're gonna talk about a video game that I have just purchased. I don't even know if you want to call it a video game yet because it's so fresh. It is a video game. Anyways, this song is also brand new. Young the Giant is a band that I thoroughly enjoy. This is their second album. The album's called Mind Over Matter. This song is called Teachers. They're not coming to town. They'll be in San Francisco, but I'm not going there. Anyways, it's a really good song, really good album. If you haven't picked it out yet, do so. We got it here in the studio, and I am loving it. Yeah, enjoy. It's also got a good album cover. Look at that, Tex.
Is that a lady turning into water?
It's like a woman's hair, and then it's like water in the hair. It's weird. Anyways, Teachers. One of my favorite tracks off the album. Matt and Tex Show. KCG.com. Teachers, Young the Giant. They have a new album out, Mind Over Matter. Get it today. It's really good. Anyways, over the break, my fellow Geek Squad agents... I was aware of this video game beforehand through Kotaku and Tex, because Tex is a big zombie guy. He's also a big zombie. But this video game I've been kind of aware of, but not really. I didn't think I'd get it, at least at this point. I'm not into PC games too much. I'm not a big fan of keyboards, only because I haven't really used them too much as far as gaming. I'm getting used to it now because I'm playing this game. DayZ is currently a game, originally a mod, right?
Yeah,
a mod
it was
Arma 2?
Yeah, a mod for Arma 2, so you had to have all the things and a DLC to get the Arma mod. But now they've released it as a standalone game, and it's available on Steam for $30 right now.
$29.99.
It is in alpha, meaning it is buggy.
It's an alpha, which means it's before a beta, meaning it's before the game. It's
the game hasn't officially released. It's still in testing phases, so it's buggy as heck. And there are a lot of problems with it, but people still buy it and put up with it because for two reasons. One, you get to play the game early and help it in its development if you talk to the developers and stuff like that, tell them the problems. And two, normally what they did, and they did this for Minecraft, I got Minecraft when it was in beta, it'll be cheaper now because it's an alpha. And later it'll probably be like $60. So it's $30 on Steam right now. You should pick it up so you have it. But they do warn that you shouldn't play this game unless you want to help them make it better because it is buggy, and Matt's experienced these bugs firsthand.
Yes. So yeah, all my Geek Squad guys convinced me. They were playing it, a couple of them, and I said, all right, I got to get on this. I watched. They told me about them playing and all this stuff they did, and I was like, okay, let me watch some gameplay footage. So I watched about 3 hours of some guy's gameplay footage. I watched like three separate videos.
And this is of the alpha, not like the
alpha.
Before? Okay.
Exactly. This was just the alpha. They just recently updated them or uploaded the videos, and it was just them playing, and like there's so much to do already, and there's so much more to come. But as far as like gameplay, not only with zombies, but within the group they're going together, and then within the entire server that's on the map. Arma 2 is one of the largest maps in any video game. And you basically have that same map here on DayZ. So there's a lot of land, a lot of real estate to work with. At this point, the servers aren't large. I think I've seen a server of 40, but I've only played a server of 30. So spreading those out across this large map, sometimes you see a good amount of people depending on the city you're in. Sometimes you see 1 or 2 per game. I was playing actually yesterday on campus over in the ex-Froyo place. But there are some bugs.
Yeah, Arma, because it's built off of Arma, it strives on being a very realistic game, and that's exactly what they were going for. They were trying to go for a really realistic, but still a game. You can't make like one shot and you're dead and the game is over.
Right.
People have tried that before and it's failed. But so it tries to be hyper realistic. It's just a zombie survival game. You start in the world. You have very little stuff. You have to find food, clothing. You get shot. You start bleeding out. You have to patch yourself up. Yep. You can break legs. You can starve. What's amazing is when you hear about it, it sounds incredibly boring.
It does not sound
awful.
appetizing. Exactly, yeah.
But and just like kind of Minecraft does, but you find a way to build these things, and you're proud of how long you've survived and the achievements you get.
Exactly.
And what makes this game great is that they try to make it as realistic as possible, meaning the people you encounter are gonna mess with you.
They could be bad.
This is the internet community.
According to the videos that I've seen, they're not good.
People rob you, and they will leave you there with nothing, or they'll just kill you.
I watched these guys. They handcuffed this player, put a bag over their head, and then just started stealing whatever the player had, and then later killed them.
I saw one video, and this was before this alpha came out, that like some guy finally found some place to sleep. He found an AK, which it's rare to find good weapons and good.
I found a fire axe, and I was happy.
Supply, yeah, exactly, because you can still get attacked by random zombies, and it has a noise meter, so if you crawl, you're quieter. If you run, they can hear you and they'll charge you. So this guy found an AK and he's like, oh, this is great. But it turns out it was the supply trap, and boom, he got shot. Some people just put the stuff there, so people start digging through their pack, which takes time, and kills them and takes whatever they have and just
there's a place in one of the major cities, Electro, and there's this hill called Sniper Hill. And the thing is, and this is on one of the videos that I was watching, this guy found another player that he was friends with, they met online, and they kind of walked up to this hill, and all of a sudden this guy walked up with a sniper in his hand, and then they kind of just started talking, and he's like, hey, so there's a sniper on the hotel over there, and I'm trying to kill him. There's a bunch of stuff on there. I see a bunch of dead bodies, but I can't hit him yet. And so they start talking, and then they
so cooperate to take him down?
Exactly. The sniper actually gives the guy I'm watching supplies, kind of befriends him, and he says, well, hey, so how about you guys you guys go down there and distract him.
Bait.
While and then I'll snipe him, and then you go up there and take all the supplies. And they're like, you know what, that sounds great. And so they head down there, right? They crawl their way up to the top of the hotel, and then all of a sudden, bang! The guy that he's with Yeah, there's two. The guy that's actually recording the video, and then the guy he's with. The guy he's with gets shot, and he's like, "Dude, get out of there! It's a trap! Get out! Get out!" And then so all of a sudden you hear ricochet bullets, and then like people are just like jumping off roof. Oh, it's like it was one of the most intense games I've seen.
See, that's the thing with this game is whenever we play like Xbox game, Battlefield 4, something like that, we go into private chat. We can still hear them talking, but they can't hear us. We don't want to talk to them. In this game, because all the things you collect and all the time you put in, it takes a long time to get a good stash. This stuff is valuable. You need to talk to the other players in order to attempt to determine what they want to do. Are they friendly? Are they not?
You don't know what they have. You don't know. Exactly. They don't know if you. Yeah.
Which is the benefit for you. You have a group of friends already that play this, so you trust them. I'm assuming they're not going to betray you.
That's kind of the only way I want to play. Except
and
yesterday.
That's why I want to get on too. I'll play with you. I'll play with your friends so that I know some people that I can play with, and we'll be safe. Isn't it a great idea just to say, hey, let's run this town? Because you can take over a server and just like run it and make your own rules.
Because there's enough weapons for like automatic weapons, armor, as far as like
there are helicopters. You can find. You have to repair them though.
You have to repair them, and then eventually there'll be cars and stuff. Oh yeah.
You said your first encounter with one of your friends, you actually fought him.
It was actually one of the first games I walked in or logged in. I joined a server. I was standing by this doorway of a house. All of a sudden, this guy comes out of nowhere. I'm like, whoa, where did he come from?
Guy.
And I was checking with all the people I was playing with, all my Geek Squad agents. I was like, hey, is this you? And they're like, no, none of that guy. That's none of us. And then all of a sudden, this guy pulls out like a yellow pen, an EpiPen, so it's good for healing, and he just injects me with it. So I didn't know. I don't know too much of the game. There's so much with this game you don't know for sure. Is it a poisonous? Is he giving you poison?
Drugging you, stealing your stuff?
Exactly. I don't know what he's doing. So then one of my Geek Squad guys is like, well, punch him, because I have no weapon. So I punch him, and then he runs, and then I run. And then later on, the guy with an EpiPen contacts actually the guys I'm playing with, one of my Geek Squad agents, and he says, hey, is your name Matt? Because my name is above me, or he said injecting Matt with EpiPen. And he's like, no, but I'm playing with a guy named Matt. And the guy's like, well, I just injected some guy named Matt, and he punched me. And he's like, no way, that was me, my friend. And so, like, this guy there's just... So some people are having fun, some people don't even care, some people are running around. At this point, one of the issues is there are a bunch of servers, there are a bunch of host servers, there are a bunch of server issues as well. So when you have a game, all your stuff loads, all the things that you've captured, my battle axe, my clothes, all that sort of stuff, all those things I collect. You can exit the game. If you join that server again, theoretically you're supposed to keep all your stuff. There's an issue with some servers. Some of your stuff isn't saving.
Unless you're killed in your sleep. Because I'm pretty sure you go to sleep when you leave the server. Maybe they changed that.
I don't know. I just find a room and then leave.
Yeah, so you lose all your stuff which isn't supposed to happen.
Exactly, and so that's one of the issues. So at this point, a lot of times is when someone hops in a game, they start with nothing. So at this point, the playing ground is pretty even because no one around you has built up a large arsenal, unless they're playing all day and haven't left the server ever. And so at this point, it's kind of nice only because you get to learn the area without having to feel threatened 100%. But there's still a lot of threats, especially zombies. Like I was just walking near this building, and a zombie was on the hill far away. All of a sudden, I look at him, and he's sprinting towards me. Like what?
And it's just an alpha, so this is just the basics they've got down. They've got to work out all the bugs before they move on. But I've read some interviews that said they do plan to make barricading possible, so like barricade yourself in a house and things like that. Building things. They haven't put like vehicles in it yet, even though it was in the older mod, because they're just focusing on the basics and getting those solid before they move on to make other bigger things. So this game, especially having an alpha and seeing a game evolve, can sometimes disappoint you if they alter something that you like Minecraft. They're adding a lot of stuff. Some people don't like the enchanting. Some people do.
Some people like the authenticity.
But
authenticity of the.
But seeing it evolve, and potentially if you contact the developers and say, hey, this would be a great idea, or hey, this is a problem, helping develop the game yourself is rewarding, and playing this game. And again, it's $30, which is relatively expensive, but still, relatively cheap, actually.
Like the new Walking Dead games, $25.
Yeah, those are great.
And those are great games.
They are absolutely amazing. But nothing like this. And some other games are coming. There's one called Rust that's trying to be similar to this. Yep. And I've heard okay things about it. I heard it's pretty good too. But I think DayZ is going to be the king, at least when all this is done.
And who knows exactly? They have there's no estimated time of when this will be completed, or even move to beta.
It's still going to be years.
Yeah.
Like, at least 2, because it's an alpha right now, and it's going to take a while.
So, but it is quite enjoyable, and if I have any interesting stories, or if Tex and I get on and we start having some weird adventures,
Good for blog posts.
Good for blog posts. There we go, Tex. Log it up. We're going to go commercial break. We're going to come back to our Star Wars quiz, starting fresh, 0-0. Nobody's in the lead. You know what? I got to play my next song first, actually. This next song is my brother's band, Hideouts. New EP is called Obsessed. It is available both on iTunes and, if you have an Android, on the Google Play Store. I have my copy. Tex has his copy, except he doesn't, because he doesn't like music. Anyways, brothers on drums, and then all his friends and every other instrument. This song is called Photograph. Enjoy. We'll go right to commercial after this and come back with Star Wars quiz. It's the Matt and Tex Show. KSSU.com. John Williams and the London Symphony or Orchestra.
Symphony
or something
Orchestra?
like that? I don't know. Yeah.
And he's coming back for the new Star Wars. Thank goodness.
I don't know, yeah, unless he dies first.
Oh,
but
gosh,
he's probably recording now. Yeah, it's that time. The Star Wars quiz is a for new listeners. This is this is a thing we've done for 2 semesters.
No, only one.
Only one because you haven't been here
last semester, and it was a half semester because we got the book in the middle of our semester. So this time, let's see how many questions we get and who will win.
We're gonna go through 3 questions each episode. 3 questions each from episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6.
If we have a vacation or something, we'll go to like 4 or 5 just to spruce it up.
We'll figure it out. But
most of the time, it's 3, and we alternate. We don't remember who started first last, so I'm just going to start first this time. Matt, your first question's from episode 1. What, according to Queen Amidala, was the Gungan army's role in the Battle of the Naboo? A. The most important part of the battle. B. The first wave of battle. C. A diversion to get the droid army out of the city. Or D. A backup plan if her plan failed.
C, a diversion.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, wait! That's already on the board, baby.
All right, Matt's got one so far.
All of your questions are from the original trilogy. This one's from episode 5, though. When I'm sorry. Let's start again. What attack pattern did Luke order at the beginning of the Hoth ground battle?
Oh, man.
He issued an attack pattern. A, attack pattern Alpha. B, attack pattern Delta. C, attack pattern Omega. Or D, attack pattern Epsilon.
Oh, my gosh. It's been so long since I've seen Hoth. Okay, it was...
Alpha, Delta, Omega, or Epsilon.
I'm going to say Delta.
Correct. Yes! Attack pattern Delta. Yes, Tex is on the board as well. 1-1.
1-1. Matt's next question is from episode 6.
Just watch that.
Who gave the command for the Rebel fleet to jump into hyperspace? A. General Mandine. B. Lando Calrissian. C. General Dodonna. Or D. Admiral Akbar.
Oh, man. Ooh, that's a good point. Oh, man. I think it's probably Lando.
Lando? That's your answer?
Yeah.
Wrong. Yeah, you got that wrong. It was
Akbar.
It was Akbar. It was I don't even know who the other two are.
Yeah, I don't either. I was.
But that's what I thought. I was like, when I first read the question, I'm like, Akbar, duh. And I was like, Lando. Wait, it could have been Lando. But...
Because he was in
the
personally in the fleet that was going in. But
yeah, but Admiral Akbar was in charge of the entire thing. So, all right.
He's Admiral. Question number 2 is from episode 6 as well. Which group, speaking of Lando, groups did Lando order to follow him in his attack on the Death Star once the shield was down? So once the shield that was surrounding the Death Star, which group or groups did he take in? A, red group. B, green group. C, green and blue group. Or D, red and gold groups.
Red and gold.
You got it.
Yes, I knew gold was in there.
Dang it.
So I was like, just wait for the gold.
Nice one,
all
Tex.
right, I got 2. Matt has 1. All right,
bring it back, baby.
Last question, episode 6 again. Oh shoot, I didn't even write the question down. That was terrible on my part. I'm trying to remember what the question was.
Okay.
Who said? I'm sorry. That was awful on my part.
I did that. I've done that. I haven't.
You forgot to write the questions.
Answers.
All right. Who said? Twilight is upon me, and it is my time to go. A. Obi-Wan Kenobi. B. Darth Vader. C. Yoda. Or D. Anakin.
You want to tell me the episode?
I said episode 6. Didn't I say that at the beginning?
Oh. Well, then it won't be Anakin. It might be. No, it's got to be Yoda.
Say Yoda?
Yeah, it's probably not Yoda.
Yeah. No, that was right.
Yoda?
I'm sorry. That was my fault. And it was obvious because the way it was worded, Yoda's backward talk was in there.
Oh, okay.
But I remember
so
he said something like 12. Yeah, I tried to remember as best I could. I'm terribly sorry.
That's
that
fine.
was awful on my part.
That's fine.
But that's why one mistake and you forgot to write
Your question is also a quote from episode 4.
All right.
Last question for you. Who said, evacuate? In our moment of triumph? Those are 2 questions. Evacuate? In our moment of triumph?
Okay, I got in my head.
A. Admiral Moti. C. Captain Yor. I'm sorry. A. Admiral Moti. B. Captain Yor. C. Darth Vader. Or D. Grand Moff Tarkin.
I'm gonna say Moff Tarkin. D.
You got it.
Yes.
Dang it, Tex.
All right. So that's
All 2.
All 3 for me, and Matt got 2, and I did a terrible job with that last question, but he still got it, which shows Matt knows his Star Wars stuff.
I know my stuff.
So the score for right now, and will change later, is Matt 2 out of 3, Tex 3 out of 3.
Man, we're getting there. This is gonna be good. I can feel it.
Good semester.
Only because I've seen the films. Actually, I haven't seen the first 3 in a while, but I've seen the last 3 more recently than Tex has. So
yeah,
it kind of helps. And I'm planning on watching 1, 2, and 3 pretty soon.
But I'm so good at memorizing those quotes.
You're great at quotes. Got gold. I had no idea it was gold.
I knew it was gold.
That's all you needed.
All right.
I have some more music to play. We still have. I'm gonna go 10 more minutes. We have no show after us. I do have a class at 10:30, and you do as well. So we'll probably hang out a little longer than we usually do.
Yeah, we usually have to leave a little early, but there's no one after us, and we have plenty of time. And our Star Wars quiz is usually the last thing we do, but we've got time for more stuff.
We'll just play one more song. The Grammys were pretty recent, couple like last week. I didn't watch any of them, but I did read the list of winners.
I lose track with all the award shows. I don't know what's what.
Grammys are music.
Yeah, I think I know
And
that.
Stephen Colbert won another Grammy, this time for his spoken album for his most recent book.
He's done a lot.
He has done a lot.
He's been like on Backs of Magazine's Hot Women list.
He's been number 69, I think. He was number 69 for hottest woman of 20. Yeah.
And he's got a treadmill named after him on the
International Space Station.
Yeah.
He has a Peabody, I think, a couple Grammys, Emmys. Yeah. So he's got a lot. He's a great guy. Anyways, I'm not gonna play him reading his book, but I will play another one. This one for best soundtrack. Of a documentary or something like that. It's from the soundtrack Sound City. I've talked about it before, and I played a song before. It was basically a record studio in LA that was super popular back in the day. It made amazing records, had this amazing board that no one had ever heard before. And it was Dave Grohl, the lead singer of Foo Fighters, who made a documentary about it and tried to save this board and has used it to record some things, including the soundtrack. This one is a company of Dave Grohl, Chris Novoselic from Nirvana, the bass player, as well as Paul McCartney from the Beatles. It's a darker side of Paul McCartney. Haven't really heard before. It's a really good song, and it won a Grammy. That's why. What are you laughing at over there, Tex?
Oh, I'm still reveling over my mistake.
Oh,
on the
that's
Star
fine.
Wars quiz.
This song is called "Cut Me Some Slack," singing vocals by Paul McCartney.
How awesome! Just cut me some slack. Man.
Cut me some slack, man. All right, enjoy this. We'll come back and say goodbye. It's the Matt and Tex Show. KSSU.com. Cut Me Some Slack off the Sound City soundtrack. Recently just won a Grammy. This is the Matt and Tex Show you just listened to. We did our Star Wars quiz, had a lot of fun, talked about video games. It's usually what we do here. First episode back, and it was good. We'll be back here the same time, same place. Tuesdays, 9 a.m. here on KSSU.com.
Bright and early.
It's pretty bright. Not overcast. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/MattandTex.
Or go to twitter.com/MattandTex.
Where the Facebook just links to the Twitter. What was that hand thing? Anyways, we'll be back here next week with more music, more nerd stuff, more video game talk, more movies, all that stuff. Oh, I forgot to tell you, during the commercial break, I recorded one of those PSAs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys heard or not. Construction and General Labor's Local 185. That was this guy. I got like half an hour for it.
There you go.
So, you're welcome, guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. And,
They have no idea what that means.
I don't know.
I got a half hour for it.
I don't know.
We have to do volunteer hours. You got
That's
half
it.
hour
I got
work
paid.
for it.
I got paid with volunteer hours, nothing with money. Anyways, we will. I'll get you Sparky going, so you can hear some good old new music. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. Say text. Say bye.
Bye.
Okay.